here we guys are to the first Disney Plus original movie of 2022, and it's not a good one. Um, this movie is Ice Age 6, The Adventures of Buckwild, and this was a very controversial movie for a couple reasons. Um, First being, Ice Age is a franchise that's been dug into the ground. We are now at the sixth entry. By number three, it was starting to get stale, and by four and five, it just gone off the rails. So this movie is very bad. Um, Not as bad as you would expect, but still bad. But the other reason this movie was controversial was Blue Sky is not involved in this movie because Disney shut them down for reasons that is still up for debate as to why that happened. So screw you guys on that one. But yeah, we're here. The movie's out. And to be honest, I know some people are like, I'm not watching this and I'm going to boycott it. Personally, I think you're dumb to boycott this because you're not going to bring back Blue Sky. They're shut down. You're not really going to solve any issues by boycotting it. This movie is still happening. It's already made. It's already out. You're not really solving anything by boycotting this movie. And the really also kids don't care about these issues that we talk about. Like if you don't want to watch it, fine. That's different. Boycotting this movie is dumb. It is going to have zero effect. Kids don't really care about this issue that we're talking about. Kids are just going to watch this movie and it's going to be there. And it's unfortunate that this exists. But boycotting this thing that exists is dumb because it is like, it's not going to have any effect. It's not really going to solve any issues. You're just saying, hey, don't take my money, which is like fine, but if you already have a Disney Plus subscription, they're already taking your money. Yes, so I don't know, but this movie, here's the thing: I don't think this movie is as bad as some people will say it is, because this movie is, for the first little bit of it, it kind of felt like Ice Age. Like, sure, the movie has a lower budget, but when you actually watch the movie, it's not as bad. Like, it looks okay. Like, it definitely looks a little bit lower budgeted, but it looks okay. They replaced a lot of the voice cast, but a lot of them sound pretty good and very similar to the originals. Not exactly the same, but enough that it's not a huge difference. Like, I felt like when I was watching Hotel Transylvania 4, I could tell that it wasn't Adam Sandler. At a couple points, I had hard time telling that some of these people weren't like Ray Romano and other things. Um, so, I didn't hate this movie. I thought it was good for what it was. Um, in terms of like the voice acting. But where this movie falters is just how the movie feels. Like for a while, it feels like an Ice Age movie, kind of like in the music, how the movie looks, and some of the voice acting. The only voice actor I really didn't like was Sid. Sid sounded horrible, and all of his jokes were a lot more juvenile than before, even though they were still pretty juvenile before. Um, where I have big issues with this movie is um, the like this movie very much is like one of the bad Land Before Time sequels. If you've ever seen any of those, where the where the story and just very much like feels generic and just like not in the spirit of what this originally was. And that's kind of what this movie is. It just feels like a really bad Land Before Time sequel with Crash and Eddie. Um, I do like that they do stay within the previous canon. Like, they established the original canon in the beginning of this movie, which is nice. Um, it's very much an Ice Age 6. Very much so. Like, it still is. There are certain characters not here, like Peaches from the original movies. But I think that's okay because if you watch that movie, um, if you watch that movie, Ice Age 5, the last one, they left. So they're no longer with their herd. And so that's fine. I think that doesn't bother me. And, you know, it all stays within canon, which I enjoy, but it's just, I don't know, it just felt like such a lesser movie. And you're just sitting here like, why does this exist? I think kids will enjoy it if they really like Ice Age because it's not that different from the other movies. It's just not a well written, good movie, to be honest. It's just more annoying. Crash and Eddie aren't actually as annoying as I thought they would be as main characters, but they're still not good. And it just was like, this movie's less of like a bad movie and more like a forgettable type whatever movie that happened. It's there and it's a movie.